Hi, everyone. This is January 18th, and we're here with Parks and Recs Committee starting at 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm going to introduce everybody, and then we're going to skip just a couple spots so we can go to our nice young Girl Scout. My name is Tracy McGraw. I'm the chairperson of the committee.
Cameron Gomont, the student representative.
Naomi Halter, the school board representative.
David Shaw, committee member.
Bill Parzousi, committee member.
Michelle Creswell, committee member and secretary.
Rick Grenier, MYA rep.
Matt Kasparius, Director of Parks and Recreation.
Great. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight and helping us make a quorum. Now, I'm going to skip the minutes from last time, and we're going to go straight to Melody. This is Melody Rowe from, I can't read your number. Which Girl Scout troop? 13912. 13912. Take the floor.
Can you just make sure your mic is on? There we go.
There we go. Hi everyone, I'm Melody, and I'm here to talk to you about my idea for a permanent story stroll in Merrimack. So I am a senior Girl Scout and part of troop 13912. So I had this idea to do a story stroll for my Gold Award, and a Gold Award is the highest award that you can get as a Girl Scout, and it's supposed to help your community, and I'm excited to do that. I love to read. I do it every second that I can, and I'm a freshman at Merrimack High School. So a story stroll is on a trail. There's different posts, and each post has a page or two of a book that you can read as you go along the trail. It combines reading skills with movement and being active. So for my permanent story stroll, I'm planning on doing it at Veterans Memorial Park. It would have 18 posts, pressure-treated wood to keep it safe from the elements, shade-friendly plants at the bottom of each post to make it a little more fun. And I've already talked to the library, actually, and they're going to help me once I can't rotate the books anymore, so that way it's not a boring book, the same book forever. They're going to help me to change the book once I can't do it anymore. For the location, I'm going to do it at Veterans Memorial Park, as I said. It's going to be at the west entrance, which is behind the playground. There was actually a previous story walk that was temporary, made by the Merrimack Public Library there, but they took it down because it was only temporary. So the benefits to my story stroll are motivating kids and families to visit the park, spend time outdoors, be active, and develop reading skills. For fundraising, I'm planning on calling or emailing local businesses and asking them to sponsor a post. So they would pay for each post, they would pay for a post, and I would put a plaque on the post that says, like, sponsored by King Cone. So some of the businesses I would do are King Cone, Altitude, Worldwide Bound, stuff like that. That's mostly only in Merrimack. For a timeline estimate for my Gold Award story stroll, so in December I received Gold Award approval from Council. In January, I presented to Parks and Rec, which I'm doing right now. January and February, I'm going to present to Town Council. February, I'm going to do fundraising. March and April, I'm going to pick which books I'm going to do and laminate the pages, so that way they're more weather safe. And over the summer, when I don't have school, I'm going to build the posts, and in late August, I'm going to install them and have a ribbon cutting ceremony. Thanks for listening. I will be happy to answer any questions.
Good question. How much are these posts gonna cost?
About like $60 a post.
$60 a post?
Yeah.
So put the Merrimack Lions in for at least one of those. Maybe it's the first sale.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice, Phil. You got your first post sold. Not bad.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Yeah.
Naomi?
How often are you going to change the books out?
Probably like once a month, a little longer than that.
My
my kids and I went to the one that the library had at Wasserman Park
Oh,
over
fun.
the pandemic, and we loved it. So
Yeah.
I love this idea.
Anyone else? So I have a question. You said that when you run out of books, the library was going to help out.
Mhm.
Do you already have a stack of books that you're going to be working with?
No, we haven't picked them out already, but
Okay.
we're gonna do that later.
Okay. All right. Rick?
Melanie, I'm just curious, what age group are these stories intended for? It's a broad
Like-
range, or-
Younger children, so like I don't know, 10 or younger.
Good question, Ellie. How are you gonna laminate these? You have a laminating machine or
The
something?
library has one.
Oh, they do, okay.
Yeah.
And they're gonna provide the supplies and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, great, thank you.
Is anybody else any questions? Okay. This sounds absolutely wonderful. I know that Phil had asked a question about the cost of the posts and everything else. That might be something that the town council might want to hear
Yeah.
about if you want to stick a slide or something in there that talks about what the cost is going to be that the lamination is being donated. Just because they'll want to have all the details.
Yeah.
They like details. I think they're going to love it. I know so far I think we all love the idea. I think this is wonderful, and 10 or under, I don't care. I think I'm really looking forward to going out there. So
Not gonna lie, I'm an adult, and I really enjoyed reading the ones at Wasserman Park.
it's a date. All right, Matt, do we need to go ahead and have a vote?
You do. Yep.
Okay. Do we have a motion to? Okay, Phil. Great. All in favor? Thank you. So when do you know when you're presenting? Go. I'm
That's
sorry.
what I was gonna say. I gotta talk to the council's admin tomorrow to find out.
Okay.
They've been meeting they meet every week right now with the budget, but they also have
Mhm.
2 meetings a month that are other business. And so I just have to see how full, what the schedule is, if it was this week or if it's next week and just, well, we should be able to get you in there in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
And then they'll be in touch, but you'll do basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So, the other thing I will mention too is when it comes time for installation, like Public Works can help with installing the posts
that's
into
nice.
the ground. And I don't know if
Yeah.
you're gonna like cement or if it's just gonna be a staked into the ground, or if you've thought about that piece of that, because there is a cost to that.
Yeah,
so-
we have like ground stakes that we're
Okay.
gonna use.
All right.
Wonderful.
Thank
you very
you.
much. Thank you for coming here and presenting.
Thank you.
Not too painful.
Do they meet here? Do you
They meet upstairs in the other building.
Oh, okay. So they'll-
They will have this. Yep. Yep.
you.
Yep.
And you'll also have wonderful gentlemen who can help get you all set up when it comes time. Did you need to get in here and unplug something?
No, that was the TV.
Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. How did you do that so you get the biggest plaque?
I think it's a great price. I think I raised it It's a hard box.
Well, the price tags aren't on the PowerPoint yet. So, guys, thank you. Okay, I'm excited to see the storyboard. I've seen them in other places and they're pretty cool.
Every time Boy Scout or Girl Scout does a presentation, I'm just amazed. Like, I feel so lucky that they give back to their community.
Yeah.
We're very lucky.
And if it's not clear, the gold award is basically the equivalent like the Eagle
Yeah,
award.
yeah.
It's that level of
Wow. Okay.
work. So we haven't had historically as many gold awards come through
Yeah.
here. Tend to be more Boy Scouts, but you never know.
Well, I think it's kind of cool. So, and I love everything that they have around the community. Everywhere you turn, there's something that came from the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts, the Lions Club. We have so many people donating their time, their effort, everything into this community. It just makes it great. Okay, that's my plug. What can I say? All right, so we're gonna backtrack ever so slightly, and we're going to go to the minutes. Has everyone had a chance to take a look at the minutes from November 16th? You're welcome. I'm just glad you're here tonight. No, please. Not if I have to watch pictures of beaches.
Sorry, Michelle, no more vacations.
Or at least keep them off of Facebook till after the minutes get turned in. Did anyone have any questions, any changes, revisions, anything? Okay. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes? Do we have?
Second?
Yeah. All right, and okay, I'm sorry, I'm looking here for the people who were here, and I know Rick wasn't here. So yeah, okay. So for those who were here, all in favor of accepting the minutes? 2 abstentions, yeah.
3. 403.
Okay.
Keeps Cameron and them too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. See, I had you here. I actually had you here. Okay, wonderful. Next pile. All right. So we did that. Christine is not here. So the next business here is for old business update on the dog park. I can reiterate what Christine has told me. There is apparently some new mulch, she said.
Could be.
Okay.
Came from Public Works.
Up.
I haven't bought any, so it had to have come from Public Works.
Wherever it came from, thank you very much. The puppies, thank you. We're hoping for snow, a little bit fluffy stuff to come and have some fun with instead of wet wood. But, you know. There's also some kind of a berm that's been built up with the rocks right behind the safety enclosure. Again, repeating what was told.
Behind the enclosure?
I guess, like between
there,
the rocks.
there was a berm before, at the edge of the parking lot, before you went down to divert the water around, which seemed to be working with water diversion.
That's what I thought too, but
But I
Christine made
haven't
it sound like
looked-
something new.
Not that I'm aware of, but
Okay.
I haven't looked recently, so I don't know.
Whoever built the berm that it supposedly exists, apparently is also helping not to wash away the top platform, which has been a little bit of a problem where the sand is washing away from between the
Stone.
tiles, the stones. And there's also some places underneath the front where it's inside the dog park where it's washing away underneath that. And we've got to come up with some kind of a fix for that won't have to be fixed every year. I don't know what it's going to be, but we'll figure something out. But I believe that whatever this berm is that's been created in addition to previous berms and rocks and everything else has prevented that extra runoff. So whoever did that, thank you very much for that. Looks like our dog fund balance is minus glasses. I'd say $1,693.59.
That's the one.
I know that this is wintertime. There's not a whole lot of stuff that we do in the wintertime, but if you want to bring poop bags, you're welcome to do so. If you do bring something, try not to leave them down in the water, or let one of us know through Facebook, and we'll come and we'll grab them and we'll stick them inside the shed. Other than that, the only thing that I can say is thank you to the Lions Club and their donation to us last year in the gift card. We were able to get supplies that we needed for grooming, for shoveling, for ice picking, for everything else that we didn't have because we had kind of cheap snow shovels that were falling apart every 5 seconds. So thank you very much to the Lions Club and all of the Lions Club that are watching. We greatly appreciate that. So that's the dog park. And the floor goes to Matt for the director's report.
All right. So first off, Parks and Rec budget presentation to the council is tomorrow. Meeting begins at 6:30. There's like 4 other departments on at the same night, so I don't know what the order is going to be. I have a funny, sneaky suspicion that I'm going to be towards the end, but who knows? You know, I usually only because I usually am. So that'll be next door in the Matthew Thornton meeting room at 6:30. You're welcome to join if you're so inclined, and snow doesn't prevent us from having a meeting. So we've had basically one change in the budget from what was submitted. Initially, we were moving forward in our budget with a capital improvement project, which is the Wasserman Park road system, which washed out 2 years ago now, and it's just falling apart. And it was about $250,000 to fix it. And town manager came to all the department heads probably about a month ago now and said, we need to cut like $3 million out of the budget to get to where we need to be in the budget and get the tax rate to where we want it. And so basically every department was asked to cut things. And in our case, I was told that this is what we were cutting. So, so that project has come out for this year, and hopefully it's something we can put back in for next year. So it is what it is. On the flip side of that, it kind of makes our taxpayer side of the budget pretty easy, and because it's basically level funded everything. We gave back a couple of other things like the Rotary Club isn't doing their Family Fun Day this year. They just don't have the bodies to run July 4th events down there this year. So that cut $10,000 that they used to get from the town for that event, and that kind of stuff. But for the most part, our budget's unchanged on the taxpayer side. The programming side, our recreation revolving fund, is where we have kind of our biggest change. And as we kind of discussed, we are proposing, first of all, a new after-school program for next fall, which I need their permission, first of all, to start said program. But as part of that, we're trying to create a new full-time position that will be fully funded, salary and benefits, by our programs. And by chance, I happen to also need a new camp director at Natticook Day Camp this summer. And, when I was meeting with the town manager this fall, talking about it, the concern, trying to find somebody that wanted to work 25 hours a week to run after school next fall and commit to the year might be really challenging in this job market. And the thought process was we'd have a whole lot easier time doing that if we could make it full time. And so we've created we're proposing a new position. Again, they'll become director of Natticook Day Camp for the summer. Then they run after school program during the school year, as well as school vacation weeks and, those kinds of things. One of the challenges that we have right now, especially during the school year, is just kind of consistency in staff and consistency in leadership of staff, because it changes every year of who's available to work, school vacation week, and especially. So now this gives us somebody that's their job, full-time year round. And again, it's all paid for by the programs, including the benefits, so that there is no cost to taxpayers. The town manager has endorsed it. So now I just need the town council to sign off on it, which hopefully we'll get a nod to do so tomorrow, or at least a general agreement, even if we don't get a final yes until later in the spring. But the hope is I do get a yes this winter/spring so that we can put it out there in like March or April for next year, which is when everybody else puts them out. We're going to start small. We're focusing on Thornton's Ferry only because it's close. There are four after-school programs based out of Thornton's Ferry. The one at the school itself, which is limited in capacity to 45 kids. The Y has a bus that they bring over, and then there's two daycares in town that each take about a dozen kids each. So it's only really about a quarter of the school that's being served by an after-school program. And you got to think that there's 400 other kids in need of such service. Municipalities are exempt from licensing, but we would opt into becoming licensed, just like we do with camp, where municipalities are exempt for camp licensing as well, but we choose to do it. I've already met with the state to talk to them about it. Right now, initially, we could have a capacity of 45 kids, although we'll probably start with like 30 just to kind of get everything up and running and whatever. The biggest expense is actually bus transportation. and it's $200 a day, but that's $36,000 a year to run the kids that one shuttle from the school over to the park. But potentially down the road, we could expand to the other schools, but it would require a separate bus for each school. So it gets a little expensive to do that. So, but potentially down the road. So that's the big thing on the budget for tomorrow. And fingers crossed that all goes well. Moving on to the ice skating rink. The rink is closed and has not yet opened for the season. Every time we get close, we get these 50-degree temperature days like today, and everything melts. Actually, we got close about a week and a half ago, and then somebody went on the ice and broke through, and not only broke through, but their skates cut a big hole in the liner, which then floods all the water out, and then you got to patch it before you can refreeze it, whatever. So the rink is still closed. There is signage. We do post it up on our website and Facebook page and all that, and there's a giant sign up there that says rink is closed. And similarly, when it's open, it changes to a open sign. So there's no way to have missed it. It's right in front, so we ask for people's patience when the weather doesn't cooperate. Looking at the 10-day right now, tomorrow's and Friday's storm, I'm not sure it's going to help us much, even though it's going to snow, because it's supposed to be back in the 40s this weekend, I think. But maybe late next week, maybe based on the 10-day. But, again, it just depends. And it's one of those funny things with, there's not much I can do about it. So, because there's no refrigeration or anything. So it's just wait till it freezes and stays, below freezing, even during the day. So, again, if we ask you to stay off the ice, please do so. So that's it on Watson Park. Kids Cove. I didn't put this on the agenda, but I wanted to mention it. During that storm we had during Christmas, we did have some damage at Kids Cove Playground at Twin Bridge Park. As you can see, we had a large pine tree come down on that playground on the slide and just obviously destroyed it. The slide remnants have all been removed. The opening's been all boarded off. We're working with the playground manufacturer to buy the replacement slide that fits into that thing. I don't know that they're going to be able to put it in until spring anyway. So it's like I said, that section's been boarded off, so you can't fall off or whatnot. We're waiting to hear on whether insurance is going to cover it or not. It's one of those, it's an act of God, so they may not. I don't know yet. So we're waiting. But that was a fun little surprise during Christmas vacation week. Summer camp. Camp registration opened up a week ago Monday on the 9th. And in the first day, we had more than 800 registrations come through. Last year, we didn't start filling up until about mid-February. This year, basically by the end of the first day, we were full, kind of most age groups, most weeks, across the board. Right now, it's kind of like 2nd and 5th grade have some random spots. But Natticook is about 95% full right now. And then our Trek Team Camp program right now is about 55% full, but we just published the list of where they're going this summer. So those are starting to come in. Now, one of the things obviously we do is we kind of guesstimate what we think we can get for staff, and two, what that'll look like. And so far, staff applications, which I'll get to in a second, are coming in pretty well. But obviously, if we can hire more staff, then we can open up wait lists and that kind of thing. But we don't know yet. It may be March or April, just depending on when applications come in, of whether we'll be able to take more kids. But yeah, it just single day and just, whoa, $50,000 in deposits only, and whatnot, which is just $25 a person, $25 a session. So it added up really quickly. But for what we do have available, if parents are watching, listening, we did go up on the cost of camp as we expected. But we're offering a little bit of a break this year. If you sign up before February 15th, you save $10 a week. And that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but if you've got 2 or 3 kids and you're doing 7 or 8 or 9 weeks, that's, a couple $100 that you end up saving in order to encourage people to register early this year, which seems to have worked. So that was good, but there is still openings in some age groups. So register if you can. And that leads us to staffing. As I said, enrollment kind of dictates when we can control our wait lists. We did, as we've talked before, we did raise the rate of pay across the board by $4 an hour. So like senior camp counselors went from 11 and a quarter to 15 and a quarter. Lifeguards went from 15 to 19. And so certainly like counselors are kind of in market with Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's and Walmart and everybody else that's hiring that same age group. But like lifeguards, we're on the higher end now on that scale. So that should help us get enough staffing. So we have most of our head staff positions filled at camp at this point. I am still looking for a waterfront director, lifeguards and swim instructors. We've gotten a fair number of counselors already back from last year, but we're obviously still looking for more. Camp counselors, junior counselors are 16 and older. Senior counselors are 18 and older. And it just like senior counselors supervise junior counselors. Junior counselors can't be left alone with kids and that kind of thing. But 16 is the minimum age that we hire. We are also looking for a couple of activity specialists, so nature, sports and games, and arts and crafts. Anybody knows anybody in those kind of realms, teachers, paraprofessionals, those kinds of things. I do need another special needs aide for the summer. And all those online registrations, all our applications are all done online. The town finally got into current technology and got rid of the paper application. So that's really, really nice. For 15-year-olds, though, we actually brought back our counselor and training program this year for the first time since 2019. And obviously, we look into it as a future feeder system for counselors. It's a program that teaches leadership skills along with, obviously, how to work with kids, lead kids, lesson planning, those kinds of things. It's a 3-week program, and we're offering 3 different sessions of that this summer. We used to charge for this as a learning opportunity, but it is a free program this year, and as a way to again get some of those kind of build some of those leadership skills up, with the idea that hopefully next year when they're 16, you've already got some experience with us, you're hired. So that is an opportunity. I think we're taking 8 kids per each of those 3-week sessions. So that is it on camp, but things are off to a good start there. Events coming up. Our murder mystery dinner is coming up in about 3 weeks. It's on Saturday, February 11th. So it's the Saturday before Valentine's Day over at the John O'Leary Adult Community Center. And it's a good gift again for Valentine's Day, holidays, birthday present, bachelorette party, whatever, It's a catered dinner from Celebrations Catering. It's professional actors out of Boston. We have a cash bar available there. So it's a nice, fun night out. Tickets are $58 a person. We are sold out about 75% of the tickets, so there's only 25 or so tickets left. So we hope to sell out again this year, but that is coming up, and they can buy those tickets through the website or call us. And then lastly, Winter Carnival is coming up in a little over a month's time. So we are working on the 31st annual Winter Carnival. Again, it's a day of free, fun, outdoor-based games and activities. Trying to just get people out in the outdoors in the wintertime. Hopefully we have snow. Some years we do, some years we don't. With any luck, we'll have ice fishing. We'll have some sledding. No ice fishing this year? I know. Yeah. But hopefully we'll have that. We'll have sledding. We'll have snowshoeing, hopefully, and then just games and crafts and activities and all that kind of s'mores, and so forth. So things are moving along.
So I'm sorry, I was kind of giggling a little bit thinking about a murder mystery dinner shortly before Valentine's Day, which I thought was interesting, and also you talked about it being great for bachelorette party.
Hey, why not? We get all kinds of people in that event.
This stuff sounds amazing, Matt. I mean, I can't believe in one day you basically almost sold out camp. It's like the must-be place to be, whatever.
Well, and it's taken us a long time to get there. When I came here, so this is year 10 for me, which is a little crazy in itself. And when I got here, Natticook had this reputation of, the girls paint their nails all day and the boys play video games all day. That was the reputation the camp had. Whether that was accurate or not, I'm not really sure, but we spent a long time doing kind of curriculum and better staff, and part of that was bringing up wages so that we could get better staff, and all of that's kind of paid off. And then when COVID hit and we closed that summer, we kind of lost a lot of that momentum. Like we were on pace for a record year in 2020, and then we shut down, and now we're kind of rebuilding all the staffing levels. But the reputation is working in our favor, so it's a good place to be.
Yeah, well, I know that there's been a lot of people helping. I know James has been helping and everything, but Matt, that's on you. And you've done this. You've built this program up to the point where in one day you sold it. Yeah. That's pretty amazing. So thank you for all of that and all your hard work on that.
I'll tell you, I can remember for up as recently as probably 2019, we'd have years where like parents would come in on a Monday morning and go, "Oh, my kid wants to come to camp. Do you have space for him?" Yeah, actually we do. And we'd sit there and quickly register them on a Monday morning and go, okay, send the kid into camp as soon as they fill it. It's not a position I want to be in because you don't have a whole lot of time to unpredictable, and then you're either overstaffed or understaffed or, and it's taken us a long time to get away from that. So
nice job.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions, anything to say? When you get to the budget meeting tomorrow, will you have your phone on you?
Yes.
Okay, so if I send you a text message, you can let me know where you think you might be in the shopping list?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're later, I'll be there.
Okay.
And I assume you're looking for volunteers for the Winter Carnival?
I am, but we'll talk about that. We meet in February before then, so
Cool.
We'll talk about it then.
Okay. All right, let's go to the organizational reports. And Rick, you're up for MYA.
Thank you. Presently we have basketball and wrestling in session. We have registration open for lacrosse and softball. And I should say thank you to the Department of Public Works, as always, and during wintertime, the Merrimack School District for the generous use of their gymnasiums. Without those two organizations, we couldn't do it. And if parents need more information, it's at merrimackyouthassociation.com. That's all I have.
Great. Thanks, Rick.
Sure.
Well, Senior Citizens Club would be Maureen. She's not here with us today. So let's go to Naomi for school board.
School board does not have a ton because we are also in the throes of budget season. And so that's all we've been talking about for the past several weeks, if not a month. We are pretty excited about this year. I know I mentioned we'd had done a bunch of goal setting back in June, and the administration has been working really hard to find some new curriculum and programs and things that are going to support the goals of improving student outcomes like achievement and reading scores and math scores and a lot of stuff that people have been really concerned about. And so that's reflected in the budget. So that's kind of something exciting that we're doing. In terms of like schedule and stuff, February vacation is coming up after our next meeting, but I figured I'd mention it. It's February 27th through March 3rd is school vacation week this year. So that's all I got.
Thanks, Naomi. And Cameron, school representative.
No one's really been saying anything because it's like winter, but like I know people like the rec games a lot, like the basketball games. There's always like a student section. There's an Instagram fan page, so
Okay.
there's that.
All right. And town council, the only thing we can do is pack up and move next door and ask Lon if he wants to go ahead and chime in. But town council's meeting tonight, so we don't have our town council rep. And Barley's asleep, so no comments from the public. Any other comments or suggestions or ideas or anything else from the committee? Okay. Looks like our next meeting is going to be the day after Valentine's Day, February 15th. That's after somebody gets murdered somewhere in town.
Right.
And meeting after that will be March 15th. And I need to bring my glasses next time, so maybe Michelle, you could put that in there to remind me. All right. If there's nothing else, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second? All in favor? Okay. Adjourned at 7:37? 6? Okay. We'll go with 6. All right. Thank you, everybody. That was I love that story. I love that